Welcome to Material Safety Data Sheets Training. Take a guess. How many workers do you think are potentially exposed to one or more chemical hazards on a daily basis? About 32 million workers are potentially exposed to one or more chemical hazards on a daily basis. There are an estimated 575,000 existing chemical products available, and hundreds of new ones are being introduced annually. Think for a moment about the types of substances with which you work. Do you know where to find information about the hazards of these substances? Their compatibility with other substances, proper cleanup measures, required first aid procedures, protective equipment required to reduce your risk of exposure. A Material Safety Data Sheet, MSDS, is a technical bulletin designed to protect workers from the potentially serious health threats resulting from exposure to such chemicals. An MSDS identifies hazardous ingredients, physical and chemical characteristics, physical hazards, health hazards, precautionary measures, storage and handling procedures, chemical leak, spill, cleanup and disposal procedures, and first aid procedures. Because your personal safety is important, this course is designed to provide both workers and supervisors with a better understanding of how to interpret a Material Safety Data Sheet, MSDS, as well as address specific requirements associated with MSDSs in your workplace. After successfully completing this course, you will be able to recognize the physical states in which chemicals are commonly found, identify chemical routes of entry into the body, identify the purpose of an MSDS and describe the most common information found on a typical MSDS, define common abbreviations used on an MSDS, locate and interpret specific information found on an MSDS, and specify control measures to prevent worker exposures to hazardous chemicals. Many federal, state, and local governments regulate hazardous materials. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA, the Department of Transportation, DOT, and the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, are the most common agencies that control workplace chemicals. This course focuses primarily on the Hazard Communication Standard. This regulation is intended to ensure that the hazards of all chemicals produced in or imported to the U.S. are evaluated, and that information concerning their hazards is transmitted to employers and employees. This regulation is often referred to as the Workers' Right to Know Act. OSHA's goal is to make sure that everyone understands the hazards of chemicals and how to minimize the risks.